Let's take a couple of minutes to learn how to choose the chart type to present your data and findings more properly in SAC. A pie chart is perfect if you need to show the ratio of a part to the whole to focus on the percentage of several significant values. But with a large amount of input data, an unreadable diagram is obtained, which is difficult to analyse and make correct conclusions from. Therefore, you must either limit the data or use a different type of chart. Next is a stacked bar chart. An accumulated chart displays data using rectangular columns where their length is proportional to the value of the data. In this chart type, the columns overlap, grouping the data from the same category. As a rule, accumulated charts are built vertically, but it's also possible to display data in a horizontal format. The choice of the format depends on what you want to show with this chart. If you have negative values, though, avoid using this type of graph, as those values won't appear on it. Now, trend. A trend chart illustrates data changes within some period of time. The line is used to connect data points on the graph, and this graph is most useful for showing trends or determining how the variables correlate with each other. Line charts can also be used to track more than one row of data. There's also the possibility to forecast. Next is correlation. This type of chart is used to show whether the value of one indicator affects another. The relationship between two indicators can be represented in the scatter plot and the cluster bubble diagram. Bubble chart allows you to see the relationship between three indicators, where the third indicator is displayed in the size of the bubble. Histogram next. Now, a histogram is a bar chart, sometimes called frequency distribution, as it shows the frequency of the value occurrence in the interval. The height of each column indicates the value frequency of occurrence in the selected ranges, and the number of columns indicates the number of selected ranges. Heat map. A heat map is a two-dimensional representation of the data in which values are represented by colours. As a rule, the lines define one dimension and the columns define another. The colour on the map changes depending on the value of the indicator, and on the heat map you can set limits for values and set the corresponding colours for them. As an example, let's take a heat map to compare clothing style preferences in several countries. The heat map allows you to identify which styles preferred and in which countries. The rows may contain clothing styles to compare, the columns may contain a list of countries, and the cells, the number of people who have chosen one of the two styles. In this course, we'll learn how to create a heat map step by step in the GeoMap lecture. And waterfall. The waterfall chart is used to show changes in the initial value, leading to the accumulation of the total value. Columns have different color coding to define positive and negative values. So these are the most common charts I've used in an SAC project, and hopefully this will help you choose the right chart for you in your BI project.